Welcome everyone, it's Gray Street Guy, rocking the Gray Shirt as always. How's it going? Hope you guys are doing great. So as the title suggests, there's like something I've noticed about a specific series of Space Marine models called the Space Marine Heroes that came out in Japan, and then they've since been released in later markets, but I've noticed something interesting about the release in Japan that's different than the release outside of Japan. I bought the Series 1 of the Space Marine Heroes in Tokyo last year, and recently, about 2-3 months ago, whenever Series 2 came out, I happened to see the advertisement, went down to Tokyo again, and got the Series 2. And the Series 2 are Terminators, and I'll show you all the different models that I got, and I think it's pretty cool. But what I noticed is that in the Series 1, they're randomized versus Series 2. Series 2 isn't randomized as much. Well, they are, but not if you buy a whole box. And like there's a difference where Series 1, at least as far as I know, you're supposed to get every single model in a case, but that's what I understood. That's what the guy at the store told me. If I buy a sealed case, I'll get at least one of every model that's in the case. But then other people online were saying that they bought whole sealed boxes and they didn't get every single model. So now in Japan, this model right here, which is Brother Captain Sorriest, I think is the yeah. So that's in other places, the outside of Japan version of this. This model is part of the random set of models that you can get from Space Marines. Now, however, in Japan, when I bought these a year ago, or roughly about a year ago, this box was sold by itself. You could buy the Brother Captain without having to buy any of the other random bits. They were all boxed out. And as you can see, there are 12 in here. If you go on the Space Marine Heroes website, the English site, it shows 9. And it also shows that the Brother Captain is one of those 9 in the random set of 9. And people online were saying that they've opened cases and didn't get all of them. Now, I'm not sure how valid that is, but you know, there's no reason for them to lie. I don't think that they would say they opened a box, didn't get everything. That just seems unnecessary. But there are more models in the Japanese set of Space Marine Heroes 1 than there are in the non-Japanese set. There are actually 4 more models. There's, and I'll show you all of them in a second, but there's one Flamer model, there's a Heavy Vulture model, and there's 2 regular models, one with an Auspex and one with a blade. They both have bolters on them, on their kits, and I'll show you those in a second. So that's Space Marine Heroes 1. And let me grab the box. So I bought the box of Space Marine Heroes 1. Let me zoom out. Ooh, out, not in. So I bought the box and it comes in this like cool little Heroes kit, and it's got a sealed lid, which, you know, the lid kind of looks like this, and you just peel the lid off. And anyways, so I was like, all right. Now, I actually didn't know how the box was set up because it was sealed when I bought it. But there's actually, what's it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's 24 boxes in here. And I feel bad because I could have actually done a video of me unboxing this and going through the excitement of me getting close to whether or not I was going to get the whole set of 12. And I did get the whole set of 12. This whole side right here is actually the whole set of 12. This side right here is actually all the extras I got. Now, the models that you can get, let me pull these ones out. So the models that you can get in the normal set are the Captain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's all these 8 up here. So these 4 are the ones that you can't get in the normal non-Japanese release. And I'm trying to keep the cards. So I just want to pull out the ones that you can't get and just show you what those are. And I think it's interesting. They may be waiting to release them as like different specialty sets, or maybe they're only going to be released in Japan. So you can get Brother Torad. Let me zoom in a little bit. So you can get Brother Torad, which is a heavy bolter, and I actually happen to get 2 of these, which I think is pretty cool. And then you get Brother Aethor, which he has a, which you can't see. I can pull the model out of the box because it's a little harder to see on the picture. So he has a bolter on the back, on his backpack, and these all like snap together fit. I prefer to paint them unassembled because I actually assembled the brother captain. I had to disassemble him, and it was not fun. So yeah, so you get this one. I think I got 1 or 2 of the brother Aethors. I can't remember. I'd have to look. But put that one back in there. And then you get brother Callius, which is the flamer guy, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, definitely it's got a little flamer aesthetic, and let's see, you got the rebreather helmet, or you just got the regular helmet. That's actually a pretty sweet helmet right there. If it zooms in, I'm not sure. Sometimes a little preview frame doesn't show as well as the actual camera. So yeah, you got the what is it, Callistus, and then the last model that's not in the set, at least not in the 9 release set, is brother Douleur, which has an Auspex. He's got an array helmet. He's got a different little sensor array on his hood, and he's got a bolter that is slung. And that bolter looks a little interesting. It looks different than the bolters I'm used to. So that's kind of cool. It looks a little thinner, actually. Gonna be interesting. Gonna be harder to drill out that barrel, actually. Gonna have to use a smaller drill bit. But yeah, now one thing that I noticed is I was looking at the rules. I don't have the actual Space Marine rule codex. I have the, no, I don't actually, I don't have the Blood Angel either. I don't have the current ones, but I don't think you can take a squad of 12 with like 2 heavy weapons, and like, I don't think you could take a set, and I'm not 100% sure if these were all designed to be taken as like a one single squad. I think it'd be cool if they made special rules for the heroes where you can take a squad of 12. That'd be nice. And I wonder if that's one of the reasons why they didn't... Sorry, apologies. I wonder if that's one of the reasons why they didn't release all 12 of them, because they didn't make a coherent squad. It could have been the possibility. But then again, a squad of 9, I don't know if... Would that be considered like a vet squad where you would have your captain and then 8 other Marines as part of your vet squad? I mean, that kind of makes more of a sense. It comes with a plasma gun, a missile launcher, so you got your heavy and your special weapons, and then you got other regular bolters with bolt pistols and everything. That may be why the outside of Japan release has less models. That's the only reason I could think of it having less models. But then somebody else online mentioned that they ordered the Space Marine Hero Series 1 kit from Japan, and it only had the 9. Just like the UK one that I've seen. So it's possible that the version that I got of Series 1 was an initial print run or a secondary print run. So I would believe that this would be the initial print run and the second print one would be the smaller one. So I think it's just kind of interesting how some of the sets, and this is Brother Castor, which is the same one that's actually on the box, it's kind of funny. I think it's kind of interesting how you have sets that come out regionally that are different. And then again, there are models that you get, like the 500 store model or whatever, or whenever a new store opens up, there's a different model. And like, I kind of think that's interesting. So now let's go into the season 2 of the heroes. Now season 2 is slightly different. Season 2 also comes in one of these little boxes, and the lid is, I since tossed the lid away. Now the thing about series 2 is I was told that if I buy a sealed box of season 2, that I was gonna get all 6, and all 6 of these, and then there's a special model. Now I actually did get all 6 of these. So each box, now the back of the boxes only show this one brother. Oh, hold on, yeah. So the back of the boxes only show, what is his, Palalio? They only show him, but apparently if you buy a sealed box, you're guaranteed to get all 6. I don't know how true that is. It worked for me, so I don't want to say 100% that if you buy this, you're going to get all 6. But that's what the person at the Games Workshop store told me at the Warhammer store. They told me if I buy a sealed box of the Series 2, I was going to get all 6 of the Terminators, and I did. And they also released this Space Marine Heroes Series 2 paint set, which I think is actually kind of cool. And this is kind of meant to be like a special, introductory, easy to build, but also look really nice. Now this one comes with the banner, comes with Brother Dargo, which is not one of the original 6. This is a different one. Comes with a sprue. I've already built him. I'll show you the model here in a second. And it comes with all these different paints. And the funny part is I forgot that the paints were in here, and I actually, I have most of these paints, but I don't have like Retributor armor. Instead of Retributor armor, I use Balthazar gold. But I think Retributor armor is actually not a bad gold, and I was like, man, I should buy some. I didn't even realize I had a pot. I think it's kind of funny. Agrax Earthshade. Now I have way too much. Well, I already had too much Earthshade. But it's some yellow. There's like a lot of paints in here that I forgot that I actually had this. It was just sitting in a closet, and now that I know I have it, I'm definitely gonna take the paints out at some point and just reuse them. But I'm definitely gonna keep the head because I kind of like most of the time my Marines don't have heads. I use their helmets, not their exposed heads, but I like keeping a hold of the heads. So, and it's got some sweet transfers, which I don't really use the transfers very often, but I don't know. I used to use transfers a long time ago, and I broke a couple transfers, and so I've just never been like hype on transfers since then. So there's that. Now let's look at the actual models themselves. So these are the Space Marine Hero Series 2. Let me zoom in just a little bit, see if I can get my light. You probably see this way better than I can right now on the previous screen. But yeah, this one's got a Cyclone Missile Launcher and a Power Fist and was a Stormbolter? Yeah, I think it's a Stormbolter. And these ones are really cool. They're definitely multi-part pushed. They're supposed to be pushed together, but I always glue them together, which was kind of a mistake in one of the models I did. There's one of those. Here's another one that's got it's a Power Fist and a Stormbolter. These look pretty sweet as well. Then we got a Storm Shield Thunderhammer. This guy's pretty nice. I definitely like the detail on him. And they're actually going to be a lot. I wish I would have kept the the Thunderhammer off actually. Most of the time when I paint my models, I actually don't assemble them, but I assembled all of my Terminators to include my Close Combat Blood Angel Terminators, and I assembled all of my Death Company before I painted them because I was like, well, their arms aren't across their chest, so it's going to be fine to paint the chest. But I don't know, I still kind of wish I would have done them separately. It's a little easier that way. And we got a Flamer with a Chain Fist. This is pretty nice. I definitely like this. This squad is definitely screaming a little bit more close combat. And then we got Double Lightning Claws. Sweet little Double Lightning Claws, Space Marine Hero. And I love the poses. All the bases they're all detailed bases on the heroes. That's pretty nice. You don't have flat bases like you do with normal. And now this is the special kit that only comes in the painting set, the set for painting. And it's a really bog standard flag. He's got a Power Fist, a bunch of sweet skulls on it. So they're definitely not, the great thing I love about these Marines is these Marines, they're set up to be Blood Angel Marines, but they don't have heavy Blood Angel iconography. At least I think the box is trying to make them be Blood Angels, but they can easily be any other army. They're not super hyped up with Blood Angel symbols. And I do believe that the Series 2 is, if it not already, is going to have worldwide release, and it should be exactly the same as a Japanese release. So, and then of course, here's the last of the models that comes in the box. So this comes in the regular normal 6 box. And this one's pretty cool. I definitely like how this model looks. I had to tear this model apart because I glued it and then realized that I couldn't paint the cape the way I wanted. So I had to tear the whole back off and I had to re-glue it back together so it looks a little bit janky if you look really close. So don't look really close. But yeah, so that's pretty much what I have to say about the Space Marine, the Heroes set. I think these are an interesting concept. They're something that I don't know how the rest of the Warhammer community feels about this outside of Japan, aside from just wanting all the models. I don't know how they, I don't know what the reception is. I don't know if it's positive. I don't know if it's negative. But I think the Heroes set, if it's worldwide available, all 12 of the models should be available worldwide, not just an exclusive for Japan, because the exclusive models are what's going to bring your hardcore your diehard fans and to the game, back to the game store and to buy more models. The exclusive one-time deals, and sometimes they'll buy them just to put them on eBay. Other times they'll buy them just because, you know, hey, I need to get these really quick. And the Heroes, although they're initially, from what I understand, like the way I look at them as they're designed for new players. But at the same time, I think the get started armies, the how to start armies, I think those are better for new players than these. I think that these are more designed for players that have been around for a while and can really appreciate the heroes set. But I don't know, it's maybe marketing, and maybe I'm just not the target audience for these models. Then again, I did buy all of them, so maybe I am the target audience for all these models, even though I don't even, I play Guard more than I play Space Marines, but I just happen to be in the store and be like, they're exclusive, I have to buy them. So maybe it worked. But yeah, so let me know what your opinion is on my ramblings about the Space Marine Heroes set. And yeah, as far as like the season 1, I got 2 extra missile launchers and 2 extra flamers. And then the rest are just extra bolters that I got. And I think the 2 flamers, I wish I would have got the Brother Sergeant. 2 of those would have been really nice. But the the Brother Sergeant I only got 1 of, and the plasma gun guys I only got 1 of. And actually, as I was going through, which is why I wish I would have done this as an unboxing, the last model I opened was the plasma gun, and I hadn't opened him yet. And I was going through and I was like, oh man, am I not gonna get all 12? Like, because what I originally did is I bought these a year ago, and I was online, and someone was talking about the Heroes set. This was probably weeks ago actually, and he was saying, he mentioned a comment about opening an entire box and not getting all of them. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, well, that doesn't make any sense. I was like, I have an entire sealed box, and the store owner told me a year ago that I was going to get every single model. And then last night, or today, earlier, a couple hours ago, I was looking over the box and I was like, you know what? I got an hour or so. Let me open all of these and see if I actually have all 12. And luckily I did. So I don't have to go on eBay or wherever and try to find the one model I don't have. I probably wouldn't have. I probably would have just been like, oh, okay, I don't have all 12. Maybe at some point I probably would have, or maybe would have went back to the store and maybe bought a whole nother shield box. I don't know, because there are 3 Games Workshop stores near me, 3 Warhammer stores near me within like anywhere from an hour to 2 hour radius from where I'm currently at. And they have 2 of them still had the heroes that I last remember seeing. The 3rd one I don't think had the heroes, but I wasn't looking for the heroes at the time I went there. I was looking for Age of Sigmar actually, and I didn't buy any Age of Sigmar though. I haven't pulled the trigger on my Age of Sigmar yet. But if you got any ideas for Age of Sigmar, I'm thinking about playing Death Order, or at least painting Death Order, and maybe not playing. But yeah, so I think this is enough rambling. Hope you guys enjoy, have a good day, have some good hobbying. I'll only show you, I'm working on just batch painting some Blood Angel tactical Marines, you know, and in my silver successor chapter color scheme. So yeah. Anyways, have a good day. See y'all around, and yeah, goodbye.